MEST Up is brought to you by Mid-Coast Federal Credit Union. Loading competitors. From Windham High School, Sierra Yost and Quinn McPhail. And from Casco Bay High School, Renata Serio and Noah Libby. Now to the human part.
Welcome to MEST Up, the quiz show that challenges Maine high school students in the foremost fields of math, engineering, science, and technology. I'm your host, Sarah Long, and I'm excited to do another slalom through some knowledge today. On the red team, we have Renata Serio and Noah Libby joining us from Casco Bay High School, and competing on the blue team, we have Quinn McPhail and Sierra Yost representing Windham High School. You guys excited to play? All right, well, thanks very much for being here, everyone, and as the statistical saying goes, may the odds be in your favor. Our teams will be competing for points across 4 rounds for placement in the semifinals that begin next week. There will be 8 teams vying for victory, the MEST Up trophy, a new iPad each, and above all, eternal glory. But first you'll have to get through the brain battle, engineer this, and the grid of destiny before puzzling over the end game question. So without further delay, let's begin our little thought fight, or the brain battle. In this brain battle round, the first team to buzz in with a correct answer to each question will be awarded 5 points for their team, and there will be 10 questions in all. So let's dive right in. What atmospheric phenomenon is caused by charged particles from the solar wind colliding with atoms in the Earth's atmosphere? A, lightning, B, ozone, C, solar flare, D, aurora. Red team?
A, lightning.
Incorrect. Blue team?
C, solar flare.
Incorrect. It was the aurora. What is the name of Saturn's largest moon? Blue team?
Titan.
Correct. Onto what medium was Mesopotamian cuneiform inscribed? A, clay, B, stone, C, wood, D, leather. Red team?
B, stone.
Incorrect. Blue team?
Clay.
That's correct. Communication across the first telegraph lines required the development of what binary system for encoding the Latin alphabet? A, Unicode, B, semaphore, C, Morse code, D, Edison code. Red team?
C, Morse code.
That's correct. During the current phase of its lifespan, by what process does our sun produce its energy? Blue team?
Fusion, like nuclear fusion.
Correct. How many minutes are in the month of March? Blue team?
44,640.
That is correct. A parsec is a unit of measurement for what characteristic? A, time, B, speed, C, thrust, D, distance. Red team?
A, time.
Incorrect. Blue team?
Speed.
Incorrect. The correct answer is distance, and it's astronomical. It's actually equal to about 3.26 light years. What material, patented in 1955, achieves adhesion by means of a field of tiny hook-and-eye mechanisms? Red team?
Velcro.
That's correct. Name each of the planets in our solar system which lack any moons. Blue team?
Mercury.
And there's one more.
Venus.
Correct. Measured in score and single years, as Lincoln did in the Gettysburg Address, how many years ago was the Declaration of Independence signed? Red team.
7 scores in 26 years.
No. Blue team?
11 scores in 18 years.
That's correct. And that is it for the brain battle. We have the red team at 10 points and the blue team at 30 points. But there's lots more messed up to come, so we'll be right back with Engineer This. And welcome back to Messed Up, where we are preparing to move into the engineering challenge. But before we get to that, let's get to know our contestants just a little bit better. So we'll start with you, Sierra. Besides studying, you like to go out skiing in the wintertime, right? Have you been out much this season?
I've only been out a couple times.
Just a couple times. And what about in the summer?
I like to go to the beach and hike and things like that.
So anything outdoors.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And Quinn, what about you? What do you like to do when you're not hitting the books?
I like running, and I like playing video games.
Yeah. In fact, with running, you're on the track team?
Yes.
Do you run track in the wintertime?
Yeah, I do indoor and then outdoor in the spring.
And you have a goal for yourself this season, right? What is that?
I want to qualify for the state meet.
All right, well, good luck. And over to you guys. So Noah, you actually already have sort of a lockdown on what you like to do with your future, right? What's that?
I really enjoy playing music, so I'm hoping to do something with that when I get older.
And you already have lined up an internship.
Yes, I do.
Tell us about it.
In April, I'm going to be interning at a recording studio in Westbrook.
Excellent. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And Renata, you spent some time living halfway around the globe, right? Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, when I was in 8th grade, my family decided to move to China for 2 years.
Wow. Yeah, and what was that like, getting used to it your first year there?
It was really scary at first.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what I was saying, but after that, you kind of adjust, made really good food. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, I asked earlier, I said, does everybody ask you to say something in Mandarin? Your answer was yes, and so we asked you to say, welcome to Messed Up. And could you say that for everybody?
你好，我在 MEST Up.
Excellent. That's a first for us. Well, thank you very much, guys. And now, Maya, why don't you enlighten us on this week's Engineer This challenge?
Thank you, Sarah. In this week's challenge, our contestants will be doing literally the work that a diplomat might do only metaphorically. That is, bridge building. Each team will have to span the 12-inch space between their 2 blocks of wood by building some kind of bridge out of the provided materials, which include popsicle sticks, straws, clay, and tape. After 5 minutes, Sarah will then test each bridge with increasing amounts of weight, and the team whose bridge can support the most weight will be declared the winner of today's 40 points.
You guys ready to build? All right, let's go.
Do you want to be just like a regular, put the bending straws so you can't put too much wood on? How thick is it? And it spans across like a normal line. And then from there we can make triangles. Yeah, alright, sweet. Too smart. We left out the straws and we used the Play-Doh and the tape and the sticks because we figured they're most sturdy. So when we were building the 3 original bridges across, it would have the most holding power if we taped them together and then secured it with putty or Play-Doh at the ends. And we figured straws would bend and they wouldn't support the cans as well as the popsicle sticks would.
We kind of just made things up as we went along. We originally were gonna try to have it like be 10 popsicle sticks thick across the top and then have a row underneath. Well, the straws were like bendy and they weren't like as strong as we thought the popsicle sticks would be. So that's the main reason we didn't use them.
2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah, we'd like to give a shout out to our physics teacher, Miss Lachlan, because she taught us the value of a triangle. It's a very strong shape, and so we employed that in our design. That works.
We attempted to use the putty as like an adhesive, but it wasn't really that sticky. So at the very end, we just put it on each end to weigh it, so it added more balance to the bridge.
1 minute.
In the end, we only had 3 villages, so in the last minute, we were kind of like, we need triangles, so we just started taping them on in any way we could to make it stronger.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's start with the blue team. We have 1 weight, and we're gonna put it right in the middle. Any predictions? Oh no, that was a whimper. Let's see. 1 can, 1 weight. Oh, so it looks like 1 is the number here. All right, let's head over to the red team. Put this one right in the middle, same can. It holds 2. So far, the red team has 2. 3. And 3 is gonna be it. Oh goodness. It's all right, there's no rules against crooked. 4. Oh, so close. All right, we're gonna call it 4 weights. Good job, guys. And the 40 points going to the red team. So red, you are at 50. Blue, you are at 30 points. And we'll be right back here on Messed Up. Welcome back to Messed Up. Our teams are pretty head-to-head. We're at 50 points with the red team. Blue team, you are at 30 points after our bridge building challenge. However, vectors tend to vary during our 3rd round. So let's head toward this dynamical system strange attractor, the grid of destiny. The grid of destiny is set up in 4 columns, each with 4 questions of increasing difficulty and point value. The columns, of course, are delineated as math, engineering, science, and technology. When you answer a question correctly, you'll get to choose the next question. The leading team thus far, which is the red team, starts with control of the board. Everybody ready? All right, let's get to it.
Math for 10, please.
Find the sum of the 2 possible solutions for x. X squared equals 2. Blue team.
X equals positive or negative the square root of 2.
So it'd be 0. X 0.
Correct. Yes. The answer is 0.
Science for 10.
The term ophidian refers to what type of animal? Lizard, frog, salamander, or snake? Blue team.
Salamander.
Incorrect. Red team.
A, lizard.
Incorrect. The correct answer is snake.
Science for 15, please.
From among these astronomical phenomena, quasar, red giant, nebula, neutron star, which is likely the most luminous? Blue
Quasar.
team. That is correct.
Science for 20.
What form of biological entity lacks a cellular structure and an independent metabolism, yet has a genome, evolves, and reproduces, and has been described as organisms at the edge of life? Blue team?
Virus.
That's correct.
Math for 15.
In the year 820, Muhammad al-Khwarizmi revolutionized mathematics with his compendium on calculation by completion and balancing, which contains the originating postulates and etymology of what mathematical field? Red team.
Geometry.
Incorrect. Blue team? The correct answer is algebra. Red team, your choice.
Technology for 10, please.
Before oil wells made ground extraction sufficiently efficient, what was the primary source of 19th century heating oil? A, chickens, B, corn, C, flax, D, whales. Red team.
Whale.
That's correct.
Technology for 15, please.
Studies on the genome of what insect species helped scientists nail down the likely historical origin of the human habit of wearing clothes around 100,000 years ago? A, ticks, B, body lice, C, fruit flies, D, tapeworms. All very pleasant. Red team.
B, body lice.
That's correct.
Engineering for 10, please.
A fluid which flows through a device to prevent its overheating is known as what? Red team.
Lubricant.
Incorrect. Blue team.
Coolant.
That's correct.
Science 25.
What was the first species of animal sent into space for scientific purposes? Red team.
A dog.
Incorrect.
Raccoon.
Incorrect. The correct answer is fruit flies, not body lice. Okay, red team, it's your choice.
Technology for 20, please.
What is the name for a conversational test used to determine whether or not one participant is an artificial intelligence? A, sentience test, B, Turing test, C, Asimov test, D, data test. Red team.
B, Turing test.
That's correct.
Technology for 25, please.
While traditional computing makes use of on or off instances of information called bits, quantum computing, which makes use of quantum uncertainty and entanglement properties, uses a similar but different information unit known as what? Red team.
Bytes.
Incorrect. Blue team?
String.
Incorrect. The correct answer is a qubit.
Math for 20.
How would the number 127 be represented in binary? A, 1 0 0 0 0 0 1, 1 1 1 1 0 0, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, or 1 0 0 1 0 0 1. Blue team.
D.
That is incorrect. Red team?
B.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is C. All ones. Red team, go ahead and choose.
Engineering for 15.
Sending animals as the first test pilots of new vehicles has been common throughout the centuries of innovation. A sheep, a duck, and a rooster were sent up together to test what early flying machine?
Hot air balloon.
That is correct.
Math for 25.
What Isaac Newton called the science of fluxions we might know better as what? A, gravity, B, optics, C, planetary orbits, or D, differential calculus? Red team.
B, optics.
Incorrect. Blue team.
D.
That is correct. Differential calculus.
Engineering for 20.
In what year did the total instructions per second carried out by all the computer power on Earth surpass the number of nerve impulses carried out in 1 second by a single human brain? A, 2000, B, 2007, C, 2010, D, 2013. Red team.
B, 2007.
That's correct. And that brings us to our last question. Leonardo da Vinci's drawing, Vitruvian Man, an exercise in studying humanistic proportions, is accompanied by notes based on the Roman architect Vitruvius, who claims that the ideal human body is how many heads high? Blue team.
7.
Incorrect.
8.
Correct. Good job, guys. So after that mind-bending grid of destinies, our teams are at 140 points for the red team and 125 points for the blue team. So the red team in the lead, but of course anything can happen in our end game. If you teams want to start considering your point wagers, the category for our endgame question is math. So we'll be right back with our endgame question right after this. And welcome back to MEST Up, where today's red team has 140 points and the blue team has 125 points. But in our end game, you will get a chance to wager points. And do remember, even if you lose here today, the top 8 teams will go on to the semifinals, and those begin next week. And now it's time for the end game question, the category of which is math. A sphere 6 inches wide is lowered into a 10-inch wide and 10-inch high cylindrical vat full of water, displacing some. What volume of water remains in the vat? 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, blue team, and your answer?
238 pi.
The correct answer is 214 pi, and you wagered 50 points, so you are at 75 points is your final. And red team?
7 pi.
7 pi. Again, the correct answer, 214 pi square inches. Now you wagered 60 points, so you are at 80 points. So 75 points and 80 points, red team. You are the winner. Congratulations, guys. And brains have been working hard all around today. Be sure to tune in for our next episode, where 2 more schools will test their STEM knowledge, and we will continue to unravel just how messed up math, science, engineering, and technology really can be. And speaking of technology, you can revisit episodes online at mestup.tv and stay informed with Maya's favorite current events in science on our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on MEST Up.
MEST Up is brought to you by Midcoast Federal Credit Union.